It happened that some people, seeing my quite simple life, said, lowering their voice and winking conspiratorially, "You escaped the Matrix." They patted me on the shoulder and even tried to classify me as one of those out of the system. To be honest, I've always been a little embarrassed. All I want for myself and my family is a quiet and simple life, free from noise, fuss, and struggle for a place under the sun. If breaking out of some familiar routine and living according to your own ideas and rules means getting out of the Matrix, well, then I'm out of it. But it's not about fighting or high ideology. I didn't make a statement in the press or join the ranks of any elite secret societies. And I really simplified my life, though it wasn't that easy. So make yourself at home, my dear friend. Let's spend this day together, and I will tell you everything. Maybe you'll get inspired by my story and come up with your own story that will simplify your life. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I accidentally got out of the Matrix. I didn't actually do it consciously. I didn't break out or escape it. I fell out like from a train at a turn. I had worked so hard trying to catch up and overtake the fastest career train, but eventually I lost the strength to hold on to the handrails and my well-paid seat. If the Matrix exists, then by all means I long to lead it. And this way of thinking brought me to another, even more burning desire, or rather two. One was to take a break, and the other was to send everyone on a long journey on that very train. My dear friend, have you ever worked 13, 14 hours a day without taking a single day off for several years? Then you understand what I mean. In that state you can exit not only the Matrix, but also the body, just to rest somewhere on a cloud, far and high from the hustle and bustle of worldly life. I mean that it can happen to anyone who really wants to achieve something. And that's what keeps us move forward, the desire to be better than other people, or at least not to be worse, which is enough to make you a cog in that system. The more we want, the faster we spin. The faster we move, the less likely we are to notice something else that might be more appropriate, less stressful, and possibly better paid. If we don't look around, we hold on tighter to what we have, those imaginary opportunities and stability. The harder we hold on, the more we endure and accumulate tension and fatigue. And when we are exhausted, we are given a short vacation just to recharge and to not have time to wake up. Well, it turns out I had time to wake up because I took a rather long vacation and went off the grid in every way. Having gone to the middle of nowhere, with bad connection and unstable internet, without the usual comforts and basic amenities, it was as if I disconnected from the source of common wealth, conventional ideas and values of the current time. In the fresh air of the wilderness, my mind cleared and began to gradually fill with my own set of rules, ideas and values, so different from those that had left on that very train. That's it. The train has left. After all these crazy ideas about freedom, there's no way to catch up and jump into the last wagon. You are completely disconnected and connected at the same time. You find the source within yourself, eternal and inexhaustible. I could talk about this endlessly, but that's just all lyrics and spiritual poetry. Let's get back to the prose of life. After disconnecting from the external power source, you still need to provide for yourself. Even if your needs are minimal and you live more than modestly, you still need some money, and right now. But you know what? That doesn't bother you as much as it used to. Although the situation is much more serious than living in a comfortable apartment with a stable income. In our case, we had to figure out how to survive in the harsh conditions of the northern climate, where the temperature changes during the year from plus 40 to minus 40 Celsius. This may shock you, but there were no communications in our house. It required additional insulation and improvement. The heating was provided by a stove, and we needed to buy 4 trucks of firewood each winter to keep warm and clear the road of life from snow to go for groceries for almost 6 months a year. And still managed to earn money for those groceries in this remote place where we rarely met people in winter, but we saw a lot more hungry wild animals. So after you made this escape of the century, recovered, somehow adjusted your new life, put your thoughts in order, now from early morning till late night you do nothing but look for opportunities. You can't help but peek at what's happening to those people from your previous life. And everything is cheerful and joyful there, perhaps even more exciting than before. You are haunted by the same thought. What if it doesn't work out? Maybe I should go back before it's too late. Maybe it's all just emotions, stress and fatigue. Man is a social being and should live among people, not among wild animals. The temptation to return is really great. Your comfortable apartment in the center of the city is empty and waiting for you. You still have name in the professional world, some business connections, there is cultural life, friends, families, stores and parks in the city. However, here there is only disorder, uncertainty and lots of mosquitoes, weeds, snow and hard physical work. The beauty of nature and silence no longer seem as wonderful as they used to be.
All you need is love. Do, 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 do. All you need is love.
Love.
All you need is love. Do, do, do.
But still, the silence and slow life did its job. Simple living with the crackling fire, nightingale trills under the window, and the sound of rain on the roof, digging up beds and planting vegetables created the perfect environment for self-reflection. My dear friend, do you remember the times when you were in love? Those moments when words were not needed at all. This is a similar feeling. You are sitting under a blossoming apple tree, looking into yourself and feeling absolutely happy. It's a very springtime feeling that blooms with every peaceful day. You are full of love. You feel confident in the present and for the future. Whatever happens, it'll be beautiful, like those wonderful blooming flowers. I'm a child of God, and He will certainly take care of me. I know that for sure. When I was connected to the system, I didn't feel it or hear it. It was like something was pushing me forward and making me rush, not really knowing where to, but definitely faster than everyone else. As I realized that the so-called matrix was just software and I could control it rather than it controlling me, I literally began to take life easier and I started playing it. I asked myself, okay, I need some money to survive here, but what am I interested in? At the time I was passionate about artistic photography and communicating with simple people. I really wanted to see the life of villagers, visit their homes and talk to them. I wondered how these two interests could be combined. One day, while sitting under my favorite tree in the garden, an idea as simple as an apple popped into my head. I should become a village photographer. But there was one tiny detail: how to become one. And how I became a photographer is another really funny story. If you want, I can tell you about it sometime. It's even more a story about overcoming your fears, self-doubt, and expanding your horizons. Anyway, by the time the next crop ripened on my apple tree, I was already known as a local photographer, who, together with your husband, creates feature films and takes artistic photographs. Many people in this region, the size of a small European country, wanted to invite us to their family events. We in turn invited them to our place, in our remote location, which was not even considered as a village and not easy to get to.
Приглашаю всех в наш ботанический сад. Питомник, помидорный питомник.
We created a photo studio there that attracted both villagers and townspeople from the city, which was 50 kilometers away. People tended to come all the time. There was a lot of work, but no fuss or rush. Just our favorite activity that made our eyes sparkle and hands itch. After the photo shoots, we had tea and pleasant conversations about dreams, happiness, and even the meaning of life. Yeah, it's a pity that we didn't film this. It would have made an interesting, cozy talk show in a homey atmosphere. Our godforsaken place became very lively, surprising the few neighbors. We collected a lot of stories from those ordinary people that were really fantastic. Those stories could fill a whole book. I wrote some of them down in a notebook and thought, this is a real treasure trove for a writer. Who would think that after living a vibrant life, escaping from the very epicenter of events of the big city, I would find so many hidden gems in a seemingly boring and hardly noticeable place, that I'd discover so much about myself, receive so much love and appreciation, learn the art of creating and giving, and my life would become so full, bright, so happy and at the same time very simple. And imagining that was just the very beginning. What happened next, the amazing discoveries and surprises the simple life had in store for me, I'll tell you next time. See you soon. I'll cook something delicious and we'll talk some more. With love, your Rimma.